Yo, shout out to the PDIGA community and all of you out there. Okay, what's up with this misconception that you have to have the latest high-end graphics card or PC component to run PC games? I've been reading this for years, and I thought that was over with. And these recent comments comes off of people talking about the latest news, which could be a rumor, are actually happening, about the GTX 1080 Ti. 3,328 cores with 12 gigabytes of DDR5X memory, with that GPU running at 1,503 megahertz, boosting up to 1,623 megahertz. Just saying. In the works are being released eventually. I'm not going to defend the price of it, but I know how that stuff works. However, I don't need that particular card either. It's not necessary for me, but it does have its place in the market. So if you're one of those just talking about selling for a console just because enthusiast cards like a Titan would cost $1,000+, it makes no sense. Who's forcing you to buy that particular card out of all the other great cards out there you can buy? A lot of great cards. And that's if you even need to buy a card today. Because a card like a GTX 980 Ti is still a major beast, and I'm sure a GTX 970 can run anything at 1080p and a few higher resolutions. I had a 660 Ti, GTX 660 Ti, 3GB version for a long time, and only a couple of games gave me issues. Now, you can pretty much run anything today just fine with a modern mid-tier card. There's the affordable RX 480 and its family tree. There's the GTX 1060 and the 1050, and some older AMD cards are still going strong, as well as the 9 series from Nvidia. Even CPUs have gotten stagnant recently, and still, the latest console updates can hardly do clean 1080p 60 frames per second, and why even mention 4K? You can have your PC hooked up to your TV, since most things today uses the same components for connections, and even before these last few years, I was hooking up my PC to a TV through S-Video, and there were other ways. My own boys would come by and we'd play some co-op games, split screen games, and yes, PC has split screen games. Just not as many today, kinda like consoles. Arcade games we played the legendary console classics, and all others, all on a TV screen. It was better that way since my monitor was smaller at the time. Then there's the online play. As long as you have the net, you just connect and play. There's no need for any console subscriptions, although it can just be a one-time fee each year for the consoles. Now, it's also 4 to 5 extra PC games for me. Now, speaking of, yes, PC games can be really cheap. You want to talk about the cost of PC gaming. Unless you are blindly spending money like that, you can easily save more on the PC than consoles. Now, I do like some of the console exclusives, but that's for marketing, to pick one console over the other. PC has so many games and varieties. I'll say that both consoles and PC have certain types of games and genres that others don't. And one thing about PC though, all of your classics, including most console games, can be played going way back, and there's no restriction on storage space when you're talking about certain games. No restriction on mod support. Even Call of Duty World at War is still going strong with its multiplayer and its great zombie mods. I don't know why someone would sell their PC for something less than. The only way I can see that is if you don't need much at all for gaming, then I can understand. Hey, now the PC does more than game, and with ease, and it doesn't cost much at all. The last console I had as a main console was the original Xbox. I bought a friend's Xbox 360, but realized later that I didn't play it much, with me always being on the PC. Now, I wasn't going to get a live account just to play online, and all of my friends from all over the world are already on PC, just like a lot of console gamers that have a lot of friends on consoles. Bottom line is, this concept about PC costing too much just needs to die. We are in an era where it doesn't take much at all to run games. If you want to run the high end and you see those high prices, don't complain. That area isn't made for you. It's made for those that want the top of the line performance and doing multiple screens, 4K with rock solid frame rates, heavy modding, or anything else the average gamer wouldn't necessarily be into. That's enthusiast equipment. You don't have to touch any of these to get that 1080p at 60 plus frames per second or 1440p. You can even run your PC on medium settings just like consoles, but really, today, that just ain't necessary unless you are really trying to go half the price of consoles, or you just still have some components from 2010 or something. Again, if you're not trying to do the extra, then a 1080 Ti isn't for you. And there's no need to complain. You should already be where you need to be. And yo, I just have to repeat it again. If you have a GTX 980 Ti today, it is still murder and a great overclock. That thing is crazy. I'll say yes though, the price on some of these items are ridiculous beyond just being high end. And that was just due to a lack of competition. But that's about to change and I'm happy for that. I'm still trying to decide whether I'll get a Nintendo Switch or not, but that's still something on the side to complement the PC. And peep this, I don't even use a mouse and keyboard unless I'm playing strategy games. Before I got a PC, I was always against Age of Empires just by watching people play it. That top-down view and those little people on the screen, I didn't get it. But once I got a PC, a guy brought over Age of Empires 2 for me to install, and since I didn't have any PC games for it except for the old school console games on it, I decided to install it and then gave it a chance. I started slow with it, and once I figured out how it worked, it's a beautiful game, even today. And it was created in 1999. Shout out to those running Age of Empires 2 in 4K on 50 plus inch screens. Also, if you all know any games that are close to Age of Empires 2, please comment below. Anyways, keep your PC. Just because something new comes out doesn't mean you always need to upgrade. Get a console on the side if you can for the exclusives, but be smart about it. This is PDElite Gaming. Make sure you all leave a thumbs up and also subscribe. Share the video. Check out our Facebook page, PDGA1. And as always, stay cool and get your game on. Girls, if you have a man, let him know that you love him. And guys, you do the same for the girls. This is the month for that, although you don't need a month just to say or do something good for your partner. You all take care. You know it. I holla. Just one last thing before I go. I just want to let everybody know out there, don't take my conversation the wrong way. I'm no PC elitist, and I don't even like PC elitists. I am a former console gamer, and I still look at consoles from time to time to see when I should make that move, when I should jump in, when the prices are right, there's the right games out there. So I'm still looking, but for now, yes, I'm rocking on the PC, and the PC is my primary gaming system. It'll always be my primary gaming system ever since I came over here. I just needed something extra, and that's why I'm here. Now, I still got love for consoles. I originally started way back on the Magnavox Odyssey 2. So I came all the way up to the original Xbox, and that's when I split ways and went over to the PC. But it's still all good, and I'm just telling the truth on things. So if you get offended by some of the things, don't get offended at me, get offended at the makers, because they're the ones putting these consoles together. And if the consoles are not capable of what they want to be capable, I guess there's nothing that can be done about that, but I can only tell the truth. Now, there will be some native 4K games, but that's gonna be a tiny amount compared to all the upscales and checkerboards and other type of techniques or whatever. So there's still some limitations in the console market, but don't think that I don't have love for consoles. Now, this is PDElite Gaming again, just let y'all know that little bit, so you all will know anytime I speak on anything, I'm just speaking the truth. I'm not speaking against, I'm just speaking the facts. Alrighty, and I'll holla.